man we are your friend Kissi Agyebeng or your OSP. Now we about 10 to 11 minutes to conclude this show. May the OSP deal win a baby. And their topic na yede ba abontene na clear. Right now, Ghana kasa bibriba ekosui. Problem na ye kan wasem sisi ano is the problem the OSP or the office, because we need to know where the problem is. Is the office of the special prosecutor a problem no? And answer Kissi Agyebeng nankasa as Kissi Agyebeng and a problem no? And we need to find answers to these, because if you won't answer now, we will end up maybe taking decisions via and to me the fight against corruption. I know majority of Ghanaians are angry. And you see, it is not even, I don't want this conversation to center around the detention or the arrest of Martin Kpebu. It has been building up from the back. I think Sir Martin Kpebu deal with and the icing on the cake. But let's look at this issue holistically. Now, people are talking about Kissi Agyebeng. People are talking about the Office of the Special Prosecutor. People are saying a lot of things. Now, when you sit as a Ghanaian or you sit as Obia, as some way here, now you always think about the fight against corruption and the office now occupy now. Problem nankasa Kissi Agyebeng as an individual, and I say the Office of the Special Prosecutor that was established by Parliament. A hina problem nankasa wo. And this is not about people writing grammar, speaking English on TV, being called panelists. Because from tomorrow, Ochina, Saturday, Sunday, in Kwasiafo, even from today, when you go on their walls on Facebook, the so-called foolish intellectuals who for about 80% of their life, they want to use Meko TV to come and make money. They will be coming. The Zatos, the foolish ones, Kofi Bentels, they will come and sound like they're intelligent than you. That is why I am doing this, because most of them are foolish. They are political insects. They play on your conscience. They feed from these same politicians, and they want to create an impression in your head to say they are neutral. There's no neutral in Ghana politics. From Zato to Kofi Bentel to all the communists sitting on TV saying they are neutrals. None of them is a neutral. We saw Isankuma those times of Afenyo-Markin or your press conference. It is even okay to insult the president. At times when you insult him, there's no president. They were carving a niche. They were creating a room. They were preparing the grounds for that dwarf Akufo-Addo to become president. It's what you are seeing today. Some from say they are intellectuals. They are all criminals who work for individuals and your personal interests. Don't let somebody lie to you, because when they sit on TV, they are calm and they speak on the issues like Onimbibichao. They know nothing. Let me tell you, all the documents in the system that they are reading, they are the same document you are reading. They have not gotten any extraordinary education than you. None of us was born European or American. Brofuna omokain and they are not exceptional. But they have created this thing in your head to say, no, that's not how it works. And they have capitalized on that, and they have used that to build their lives. Most of them don't have jobs. Most of them work for politicians as consultants. Most of them make money out of controversial issues. Most of them make a living out of creating nothing out of nothing for you to think that there's a problem when there is no problem. Most of them make simple issues complex so that the system will keep discussing to make them relevant. That is their job. So these are the political insects I've been advising you about for years. It is nothing extraordinary. I want here also here. Now let's go back a little bit and let me show you something. The question say, what was the motive for establishing the Office of the Special Prosecutor? Near to Ghana, and another Akufo-Addo MP before about power. And they hired people like Kofi Bentel. They hired people like Isankuma, and they started throwing things into the system. Said there was so much corruption. NDC for we need to make sure we go after them, crucify them, and kill all of them. So that was the impression that the surrogates Sankuma Mono, Egbet Febo, Kwame Sefakai, Paul Adumochi, and Sankwasi. For these are political insects. They sniff, they suck your blood. That is how they live. So they created something in our heads. Say, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo Abani be creating office from Kubi Ebin Sida, and the job of the office is to do what? Is to fight corruption related issues. Now, all the way in 2017, and Nana Danko Akufo-Addo Ekofa Martin Amidu oye NDC ni disgruntled NDC person. Martin Amidu has always had an issue with the NDC, especially with the Mahama fashion against the NDC as a political party, because he felt to say he was supposed to be vice president and Atamo saying, you know, and Mahama. So he has always felt to say he's intelligent than everyone. He's pure than everyone in the NDC, and he has always held grudges with the NDC. He has never liked the NDC that Mahama came to lead. When Atamo saw some quality in Mahama, when Amidu or Kofa Mahama, no, Martin Amidu has always been better. So Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, as a vampire as he is, he wanted to execute something na on pese or didn't huni pabeye. Na on pese or di edien ne party ni beye. So he, as diabolic as he is, he looked for somebody who was better like Martin Amidu. The same way they looked for somebody who was better like Koko Anyidowu. They always look for people in the NDC who are better to use them against the NDC. So Nana Danko Akufo-Addo said, or the Martin Amidu Airbus office of the special prosecutor no na wakwa NDC for. Let nobody lie to you. The office of the special prosecutor was put together because Akufo-Addo wanted to go after Mahama and the NDC. It wasn't about stopping corruption, current government, and past administration. Nana Danko Akufo-Addo's agenda was to go after Mahama, go after the NDC, and nullify the NDC for good. It was an agenda Akufo-Addo, Gabi, Oforiata, Bamti, Bawumiam, they said the special prosecutor's office will be the last nod able to me a collapse NDC. No. In 2018, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo basically introduced Martin Amidu to us and said, "We NAM special prosecutor."
Ghana Mampeni, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, and never Flagstaff House no was share ama Ura Martin Amidu was say Ghana Special Prosecutor Odikan Kra na enyo no kwa ene boy esai no na Mampeni abedi Chief of Staff Attorney General any aban penifo bebre so enana ewodwumedie no ase Ghana Mampeni Nana Addo Akufo-Addo His Excellency ekasa de to Ura Martin Amidu trimu say Ghana fo nyina ehwe nanim se obeboa na ketase hye project Kani dream dia ekoso wo man mu no obetime eyi se nipa bonifo ni nyina apie enu nti wonhwe ne wani yehwamo.
The Ghanaian people expect the office of the special prosecutor to rise to the challenge and to the occasion and collaborate with other existing law enforcement agencies to fight relentlessly and help eliminate corruption in our public life. We expect the special prosecutor to discharge his duties vigorously, with courage, without fear or favor, ill will or malice, in accordance with the rule of law. The overwhelming popular acceptance by the good people of Ghana and the strong consensus approval by Parliament of Mr. Amidu's nomination justify the confidence I repose in him. The recent publication of Ghana's score in the 2017 Corruption Perception Index, organized by Transparency International, showing a further drop in our standing, a result largely based on, quote, the plethora of corruption allegations, exposés before the onset of this administration, indicates the enormity of the task ahead. It is noteworthy, though, that its local chapter, Ghana Integrity Initiative, in commenting on the report, has acknowledged that, and I quote, digitization is changing the ways we communicate and how we do business, and as a result, reduce the corruption rate in Ghana, unquote. The special prosecutor cannot do it all by himself. He requires the active cooperation of all the institutions of our state, as well as that of the general public, if he is to be successful in the fight against corruption. I congratulate him fully on his deserved appointment and wish him God's guidance in the effort he will undoubtedly be making to try to instill integrity and accountability in the governance of our country. The ultimate beneficiaries of his actions, indeed of the actions of all of us in public service, will be the Ghanaian people.
So Akufo-Addo bekan kwasi abrofo kire say Martin Amidu no hwehwe mu nyina the whole Ghana. NDC ni ade buofu. NDC ni owo pain wana kumem and the perfect person to be the special prosecutor. 2018 video na hwehwe no. Ye nyina etina Ghana na yehwe Akufo-Addo. It was a plan that they cooked because they knew say John Dramani Mahama John Mahama, they knew it was a lie. It was wrong. They knew say Akufo-Addo came to power with lies. Omnim say everything that brought Akufo-Addo to power was lies. And as time goes on, Ghanaians are going to know. So they wanted Martin to do that job for them by doing what? Going after the people they think they have wronged. Send a beya. It will be difficult for those people to be cleaned. Martin Amidu, they used him like some kind of slave to do their job for them indirectly. Now, near Ghana, Martin Amidu Sukoshe Special Prosecutor's Office. Now, Akufo-Addo Eddie Martin Amidu extra Ghana for he used some words or use collaborate and cooperation with other law enforcement agencies. They're very vital. Or say the Special Prosecutor's Office will collaborate or cooperate with other law enforcement agencies. Now the question here is, since the inception or establishment of the Special Prosecutor's Office, have you seen that collaboration between the Special Prosecutor's Office and other law enforcement agencies? It's a question I'm asking. We will come back to that question. Now, Yatitima Kodu 2021. Ena Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo na baimu Martin Amidu Ebabeka Chere say Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo only looks like an innocent flower, but is the mother serpent of corruption. Martin Amidu, just after 3 years, Bekachere Ghana fo nyina say, sa president we na muhunu sa no. Sa Akufo-Addo na muhunu say rose flower no. Sa na muhunu say oyejimi oya agove. Nana Akufo-Addo muhunu say na no nsuozuo no, onye jimi o. O pe bonsam na ankasa krono mu bonsam. Krono mu Chiame. Krono mu Cristiano Ronaldo, krono mu Messi. Krono mu Opela Abuaji, ewifuo mu eyedie atayia. Ewifuo mu ekuecha. Martin Amidu Bekachere say the most dangerous person in Ghana politics when it comes to corruption is Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo. This is the special prosecutor, the first special prosecutor of the Republic of Ghana. And what will make the first special prosecutor of the Republic of Ghana come out to tell all of us? I just played a video of Akufo-Addo telling us to say, this is the guy he believes can fight corruption. He believes this guy turned around to tell us, hey, Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo are a dangerous human being. Ope krono mu chiame, obi a wane krono ati krono mu a Akufo-Addo. And that we should not underestimate Akufo-Addo when it comes to corruption. This was in 2020. November. Na aka 1 month me akoto about 2020. We had Kofi Bentil. They were sitting on TV defending Akufo-Addo. We had Kwame Sefa-Kain. They were sitting on radio defending Akufo-Addo. Paul Ademotre. They were still sitting on radio, TV defending Akufo-Addo. We had people like Egbert Fable. We have people like A. Sankoma. All these political insects after this statement was made, were still defending Akufo-Addo. That Akufo-Addo does not know anything. And that Akufo-Addo ye jumano and a yakron for. I'm building something. I want you to see something. Inti, Matami Dukacha say, Adudi ye cobra. Akufo-Addo ye cobra or ye dangerous. Emma the democracy. Ye democracy ni timuno. I the president. Sa statement way, it should have told every Ghanaian and say the NPP should never come close to power again in our history. Because let me tell you, the president tells us this guy is the one going to fight corruption. And the same guy comes out to say, hey, my life is at stake. We as a nation, the Kwame Nkrumah Ghana, we should be very careful about this guy. Or your serpent, or your corruption cobra. Yet very careful. And I was say every single Ghanaian or your rational or own Jimmy, should pull out and say, no, this government, this party, they are done. But what did we see on our media platforms? People were still telling us Akufo-Addo is not corrupt. Akufo-Addo onye bibia. The people who are working with Akufo-Addo are the corrupt ones. The reason why Martin Amidu say Akufo-Addo you cromfo or you dangerous to our democracy and say on in the bush for they brought about something called Ejapade. And the finance minister, this same finance minister who was appointed by this same Akufo-Addo, tried to tell the special prosecutor to do evil, to hide evil from us. They wanted to sell all our minerals. Bawumia knew about it. Kano Furata knew about it. Akufo-Addo knew about it. Every single MPP cabinet minister knew about it. They all said that Martin Amidu should keep it quiet for them to go and sell everything. All our minerals. Or Jersey Shores in the UK. Martin Amidu Jimmy Kurano, Nentani Nyansa Kakrebi Ekaya, he applied it. And Amaka says, so it is a teni ekema. Na obine peso obuni kwasia. Into Martin Amidu Jimmy Kurano, at least there was a little bit of patriotism left in him. He decided to come out to tell us, say, Sanko Fuwi, they are dangerous. So, leading to election 2020, no, the NPP knew, say, Ghana for Nyankwasia for. That is why, till date, they cannot tell you about Akufo-Addo did win election 2020. Because they rigged the elections, they killed Ghanaians, and Jane Mensah, Bossman, they helped them achieve that dream. Because not Ghana for who say Akufo-Addo is a dangerous human being. Yam pese bemana twaso as president. But Akufo-Addo not own him the opesoye. He knew. So I need the opesoya power no own jemu. So we saw a lot of killings in 2020 elections. And then I go fast our video we buy.
Ghana, a peaceful country and a beacon of democracy in its fourth republic, has had violent free elections and transitioned power peacefully without any unrest or civil strife. This has become effortlessly possible because of the peace-loving leaders Ghanaians have successfully elected to lead them. President Akufo in 2007 perfectly described the attributes of the type of person to lead Ghanaians at all times.
So anybody who is always full of tension and fighting and that sort of thing, we have to be careful about. Whether when the power is given to this person to lead us, he's the type with the experience and with all due respect, the wisdom to be able to keep the country united, to secure the nation, to gain the respect of the forces, the military, the police, the chiefs. Look out for that, because we know the history. Some people have been given power only to lose it just like that. We don't want that.
Even so, this peaceful and beautiful country was handed to Nana Akufo-Addo on the 7th January 2017 as president to lead for 4 years. Many people had reservations about his violent nature, which may have been well hidden from the public, but not from those who knew him best. Mr. Kofi Kumsen, a close friend of President Nana Addo, bluntly stated,
I can't entrust Ghana into the hands of Nana Akufo-Addo. I can't sleep. It's not safe. It's not safe. And I believe that.
Then there's Maxwell Kofi-Juma.
He will be a terrible president.
President Nana Addo's violent nature became immediately apparent as a warlord sponsoring his party hoodlums to attack innocent citizens and public officers alike, as was seen with the beating of ASP Nanka Bruce at the presidency in front of a paralyzed security on the 9th January 2017, just 2 days after Nana Addo had been sworn in as president. President Nana Addo surrounded himself with hoodlums as bodyguards and endorsed vigilante groups such as Invincible Force and Delta Force. Members of these vigilante groups had free rein to attack anyone who was not a member of the president's political party. They went on a rampage, causing mayhem and atrocities on anyone who disagreed with or criticized Nana Addo's government. President Nana Addo's own appointee, the Asante Regional Security Coordinator, was heckled, manhandled, and dragged from out of his office like a rat. Not even our courts were spared by these hoodlums. They vandalized court proceedings and broke free fellow members from judicial justice while attacking the sitting judge in the process. The Ayawasu West Wagon by-election was President Nana Addo's first test of leadership for peaceful elections in the country. Instead, a battalion of his party hoodlums, dressed in SWAT uniforms and armed with lethal weapons, were discharged to visit mayhem and brutalities on innocent citizens who were simply exercising their constitutional right to vote. The aim of these hoodlums was primarily to intimidate voters in the opponent's stronghold and to prevent a free and fair elections. They fired several rounds of gunshots in and around a polling center targeted at Ghanaians, which led to a bloodbath just for a by-election. All this happened under the explicit and tacit approval of President Nana Addo.
Now, me video way. I wanted to refresh your mind a little bit. Now, Amidu Babo and Tinbekache say office ne Akufo-Addo bie no motive na na ewe ni enye. Now, in 2021, after Nana Addo dankwa Akufo-Addo, yes, adi we a oku nipa ba wo miamu nyina e benefit from that na omuwie ebe win elections no. Right before the elections, Nana Addo dankwa Akufo-Addo adiebi, it was very dangerous. And that is one thing Emma Ghana for nyina who say Nana Addo dankwa Akufo-Addo, office of the special prosecutor no obie no, the motive was John Mahama. The motive was to go after John Mahama, destroy John Mahama, because he knew say at the end of the year John Mahama in 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16 no, Sadia will come back. And Ghana for Enkophobia, it takes time for them to process things. Na eyedenya no krene beba. Iti Nana Addo dankwa Akufo-Addo otena wa na in 2020 February, about 10 months to elections, and Nana Addo dankwa Akufo-Addo echo letter koma Amidu. And okache Amidu say Amidu should investigate John Mahama for Airbus. Nana Addo dankwa Akufo-Addo criticized our special prosecutor's office for some agenda. Into February 2nd, 2020, and Nana Akufo-Addo chokoma Amidu say you investigate John Mahama. Abra Nana Addo dankwa Akufo-Addo nim say there was nothing in the Airbus scandal. There was no clear-cut evidence against John Mahama. But because he knew say the 2020 elections was going to be difficult, he had two options. Either Obechi Mahama Shem So when Tuma Mahama Chimdia, he will force his way through. Inti the agenda no be a office no e fairly yana. Omokacha Martin say on investigate John Mahama. Martin Amidu said no, there is nothing to investigate. And then forcing another Akufo-Addo eku nipa in 2020 to win elections. And then the day a Techiman South in the Bayano. And then the day a who killings in the Bayano. And then the day a Accra killings in the Bayano. The letter Nana Akufo-Addo extra comma Martin Amidu no, he was insisting that Martin Amidu should investigate John Mahama before election 2020. Bawumia knew about it. Kwame Sefa defended it. Paul Ademochi defended it. Egbert Fable defended it. Kofi Bento defended it. The NPP is Ankuma Dems defended it. All these surrogates were on radio and TV saying the president's decision is right. Now, when you read the letter, the tone and the vagueness in the letter, no, you ask yourself, say, the NPP, what was the agenda? Setting up this office, what was the agenda? The attention of the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, has been drawn to a 31st January 2020 judgment of the Crown Court at Southwark in the United Kingdom between the Director of the Serious Fraud Office and Airbus SE, in which the European multinational Aerospace Corporation has been fined 3.9 billion for the payment of bribes to secure deals in 5 countries, including Ghana. According to the statement of facts in the case, between 2009 and 2015, and I quote, a number of Airbus employees made or promised success-based commission payment of approximately 5 million euros to intermediary 5, end of quote, who is said to be, and I quote, a close relative of a high-ranking elected Ghanaian government official, in bracket government official 1. Now, significantly, government official 1 was a key decision maker in respect of the government of Ghana aircraft orders. The repayment or the payment to intermediary 5 by officials of Airbus SC were thus, and I quote, intended to induce or reward improper favor by government official 1 over the purchase of 3 C-295 military transport aircraft. Indeed, out of the 5 million euro promised intermediary 5, 3.85 million euros was paid between March 2012 and February 2014. President Akufo-Addo has taken notice of the judgment and its implications and has referred it to the Office of the Special Prosecutor to collaborate with its UK counterparts to conduct a prompt inquiry to determine the complicity or otherwise of any Ghanaian government official, past or present, involved in the said scandal, and to take the necessary legal action against any such official as required by Ghanaian law. Eugene Ahin signed this, Director of Communications, the Jubilee House. So Nana Addo Akufo-Addo said, what a case be UK? What is the case be a UK? Now company you friend Airbus. Now what to say between 2012 and 2015, no Airbus nene include didga Emma Airbus company in semi-system. Now almost titi no at some cost no your Ghana DB womb inti or shed special prosecutor say. The bush of Wabeka and say Nipana Abubo Mudia in the whole court proceedings, Yambo John Mahama di womuno, or say he's interested. And that Martin Amidu enko UK. That case no only UK for unko collaborate. No more making sure say Obia the di woman or no who cried the panom. This is Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. This is how he was using the special prosecutor's office. Gabi Ochedako went to plant a story in one PMP newspaper, Afenyo Daily Sunlight to Sadi and 2020. Gabi Ochedako and his group went to plant a story in UK PMPB, some stupid newspaper, and then they based every single shit on that newspaper and said the Martin Amidu and using the special prosecutor's office, to go after no names. Atakura Akufo-Addo na asem na meka no. And remember, in cabinet, they discussed this. Bawumia was there. He nodded and said yes. Because that Bawumia and Akufo-Addo Jimmy Edenya enche obefiri so on ne babesha na nine. So everything Akufo-Addo did was in favor of Bawumia. Every decision Akufo-Addo took when he was president, in favor of Kissi, in favor of Bawumia. And when Akufo-Addo was leaving office, Bawumia was so confident to say he would win because he was campaigning on Akufo-Addo's record. These are some of the records of Akufo-Addo. And Bawumia never stepped out to tell Ghana for say he disagrees with the government for using or weaponizing the special prosecutor's office. He never came out to disagree. He supported it because it was going to favor him, Bawumia. But that's not our topic for today. Our focus should be how the NPP used the office of the special prosecutor. And the question here is, what was the motive behind that office? Now, I'm sure there. And then some people see in Ghana, and people are asking, special prosecutor's office, special prosecutor's office. Now, this is what is going out around now. The Speaker of Parliament has spoken. Or say, Parliament should repeal the law and abolish the office of the special prosecutor. That is the opinion of the Speaker of Parliament. He thinks Parliament should, because we were in Ghana, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, using the NPP majority in Parliament to create the office of the special prosecutor. The NPP, remember, had majority in Parliament. Mike Okwe was sitting in Parliament as the Speaker of Parliament, and he oversaw everything and allowed it to go through and thumbprinted and said, yes, this is what we need. The same Mike Okwe who today is telling us to say the office of the special prosecutor has overlived its usefulness or outlived it. But this statement from the Speaker of Parliament and other people say the special prosecutor's office no yenguno and I say yempam ma Kissi Agyebeng. My question here is, Kissi Agyebeng na ye problem no and I say office no na ye problem no. We are missing the conversation here. My job here is not to decide whether the office is the problem or Kissi Agyebeng is the problem. My office here is to make you understand. Say, we need to separate the activities of the office from the personal activities of Kissi Agyebeng. The personal interest of Kissi Agyebeng and office no are different. Now, what I want to say is say, whether the same Parliament that created Special Prosecutor's Office keeps the office or sack the special prosecutor, I don't care. It is their own problem. They will have to decide. So Parliament may decide, they say, Obube Kipi office, no? And also, Ombe Pam Kissi Agyebeng. It is up to Parliament to make that decision. But, Memetiano, I believe, say, the problem we are facing today with the fight against corruption is Kissi Agyebeng not living up to expectations as the leader of the Special Prosecutor's Office. We don't believe, say, Kissi Agyebeng is not the problem. Now, Kissi Agyebeng as the leader of the Office of the Special Prosecutor, no, from day one, Kissi Agyebeng, we all know, say, with his law background, no, he had no experience occupying that office. And when I say no experience, he had not worked in any public office. So one, he did not understand how public office works. Kissi Agyebeng was given this job, even in his own interview. Okache Ghana for say, it wasn't because he was patriotic enough to take the special prosecutor's job. No. Kissi Agyebeng took the job because some pressure from his village, his chiefs, his hometown elders told him that take this job. He himself, he wasn't mentally, physically, emotionally, and whatever prepared to take that office. Into one, Kissi Agyebeng occupying that office, so he did not have the experience to be there as a public official. He had never worked as a public servant. So Kissi Agyebeng went into that office with his own mind. He didn't go there to collaborate or cooperate with any state agency. And this time said, don't forget that word Akufo-Addo used the day he was introducing Martin Amidu. Or say, Martin Amidu, the office of the special prosecutor, said they need to collaborate with state agencies or do what? Or cooperate to make sure say a jumana omo yeno aye a jina naso. But Kissi Agyebeng entered this office not understanding that. Even though it's in the act of the special prosecutor, Kissi Agyebeng did not go in as a public servant. He went in as a man of himself. He had his own shoe to fill. Even at Verton, they told him, would you want to fill the shoes of the experienced predecessor? He said no. So he did not understand what he was going into in the first place. Now, Kissi Agyebeng went into the office of the special prosecutor as the boss without any strategy. There was no strategy or focus to direct the office. Kissi Agyebeng occupied the office as just the boss of the OSP or the special prosecutor's office and just started working. He did not have any strategy. He did not have any plan. So from day one, you realize that Kissi Agyebeng did not have any focus. He did not really direct the office in a certain way. All that he was telling us is that I have investigators. I'm waiting for money from Parliament. They should give me more money. I need to resource. He did not really have a direction. He did not have a focus. So Kissi Agyebeng just walked in there and just because of the perks that came with that position, he was so much into the perks. He wasn't into the direction of the special prosecutor's office. So it was about him. It was about building his own reputation, protecting his interest. It wasn't about protecting the interest of Ghanaians. Because if Kissi Agyebeng wanted to protect the interest of Ghanaians, the office would have had a direction. It would have had a focus. Look at Akurugu. Look at Samed Akon. He brought these people on because he needed people who would protect his integrity and not to direct or put the office in a focused position whereby it can be directed to be doing something that we all can say office is gearing to something. The office was vague. He was just taking money. He just enjoyed the bulletproof cars. He just enjoyed the accolades. He enjoyed being protected by military, having an office and people saying, hey, this is the special prosecutor. Now, there's something. Kissi Agyebeng did not have any public interests. And I say that because he was only motivated by money. He believed that without enough money, he, as the head of the office of the special prosecutor, they could not work. And remember, when it comes to fighting corruption, it goes beyond money. It is more of strategy. It is more of focusing. It is more of experience. But Kissi Agyebeng, because he had not been in any public office, because he was not ready to collaborate with anybody, Kissi Agyebeng's focus was that it was only money that could direct the office or make the office that authoritative officer a bit Maya de Ghana for pay. So when he went in there, it was about the money. It was about how much money is Parliament going to give the office, how much he is going to get, the perks, the kind of cars he's going to get, the kind of things, the salary. He never flew commercial economy. He always flew first class. He was always at the most luxurious places because that is what he understood. Nana Agyebeng, it was the office of the special prosecutor, or not as the boss. He needed to be treated like the president. So the focus wasn't on the office, the direction of the office, the core mandate, which is fighting corruption. That wasn't the core mandate. That is why all these years, upon the 50 billion or whatever we gave him, still Kissi Agyebeng has not been able to interdict one person to say, I have prosecuted him, he has been jailed. That's why he has not been able to do that. Because even Ende Amenoka say, when you ask Kissi Agyebeng, I didn't know to me prosecute you, because say, we don't have enough funds. We don't have enough money. I need to employ more investigators. That is what he will tell you. But it is not about the number of investigators you have. It's about you being focused and knowing what you want to do. Now, Kissi Agyebeng is too arrogant. Kissi Agyebeng has never gone through the process of working as a public servant. So he did not see the need to bring himself to that level where he can go and collaborate with Yoko. He did not see himself that low to go to the level of collaborating with Shraj. He did not see himself at the level where he can work with the Ghana Police Service. That is why recently you have seen him going back and forth with the Attorney General's office when it came to the docket, Ken Oforiatta's docket, because he does not respect public office, because he does not see himself as somebody who is occupying a place where an office which is more of a collaborative office with other security agencies, he is not able to collaborate. He is not able to cooperate with any state security agency. That is why Kissi Agyebeng has been struggling from the day he occupied our office to date. And if you check the history of Kissi Agyebeng, he has not been successful with any state security agency. He has not been able to collaborate with any state security agency and be successful on a case, because to him, he feels that he is himself. He is independent. His office should be superior than any office. So he does not see himself as going down there to collaborate, to get experience or to get more knowledge on cases. That is why he is still struggling to date. He's not been able to prosecute anybody. Now, apart from that, he's more into contracts. He's more into behind the scenes negotiations and deliberations. That is the business part of it. Now, when you look at all these things, now you ask yourself, is Kissi Agyebeng the problem, or the office of the special prosecutor is the problem? From what I have told you now, you can see clearly that the office of the special prosecutor, to me, if Parliament decides to shut it down, I don't care. All that I need is that at the end of the day, we have state security agencies that can fight corruption. But if we are going to look at this issue right now, I believe that Kissi Agyebeng has been the problem and not the office. And to be very honest with you, Parliament knows what is best for this country. I don't decide for Parliament. I don't decide for the president. I don't decide for every Ghanaian. But if you ask me, myself and my team, the analysis and all that we have shown you today, we believe that if somebody who is really committed and ready to work as a civil servant, to collaborate with state security agencies, and willing, the willingness is there to submit himself to work for the people or work with the people, this office will still be effective. We can decide to touch the office the way we want, but until we get people who are willing, and from what I have told you, Kissi Agyebeng is not prepared to be the special prosecutor. He is the problem. Now, the office of the special prosecutor, to me, Parliament would decide. I am not going to say Parliament should take it off, Parliament to shut it down, Parliament to open another branch, whether it is up to Parliament. But when you ask us, our honest opinion is that we believe that Kissi Agyebeng as a person, Kissi Agyebeng as an individual, Kissi Agyebeng as a man leading the special prosecutor's office is the problem. We should not look too far. We should look at the person leading and his conduct, how he has approached when it comes to being collaborative, when it comes to working with state agencies, when it comes to being transparent, when it comes to him being patriotic. Kissi Agyebeng lacks a lot of things that can make him lead that office. So if Parliament decides to nullify the office, I know Parliament knows best, and Parliament can make the right decision for us Ghanaians, because the motive for establishing the special prosecutor's office till date, we all know say na wrong. But that does not also mean say the office cannot benefit Ghanaians. Even though the motive of the office, the establishment of the office was more political, was wrong, it does not mean, say, when we get the right people to sit in that office to work, that office cannot benefit we, the people, or this country. That is why I'm saying when it comes to whether keeping the office or not keeping the office or adding the office to another office, it is not up to me to make that decision. It is up to Parliament, because it is the same Parliament that put together this office. So it is up to them to make a decision that will help us, because our representatives are there. They will have to go and think. Or someone will say, this decision we are taking, are we taking Kissi Agyebeng out and keep the office, or we are going to nullify the office and also sack Kissi Agyebeng? How is it going to benefit us? But from our point of view, Loud Silence Media, we believe, say, when you look at everything happening, Kissi Agyebeng as a person and his deputies, they are the problem. Kissi Agyebeng and his deputies are the problem when it comes to a office of the special prosecutor. The problems we are going through, Kissi Agyebeng. So, as I sit here, what I can say and say, we all have our opinions. The Parliament be. The decision Parliament will take. The same Parliament that brought special prosecutor today wants to sit on the special prosecutors matter. Let us see the decision they will take. Let us see, say, our interests will be in their interest. Let us see, say, Parliament will make a decision. We will all be satisfied. I'm not going to jump the gun. I'm not going to sit here and tell Parliament what to do. We are all going to sit and listen to our own Parliament. The Parliament we have there, you and I, our representatives, so whatever they do there should be in our interest. I will leave this conversation here. It's up to you to think about this. To us, our editorial platform, we believe Kissi Agyebeng as a person is the problem. Kissi Agyebeng, the special prosecutor, as a person is the problem. And that we need to look at the people who occupy that office. If we feel that that office is not yielding any results and that we want to do something with it, or if we feel that the people leading the office are not doing what they have to do and that we have to also change them, the Parliament of Ghana knows best. They will have to make that decision. That is why I'm leaving this with the Speaker of Parliament and our parliamentarians. The special prosecutor, to us, Kissi Agyebeng himself, is a problem. Are we going to keep Kissi Agyebeng? Are we going to sack him? Are we going to keep the office, or are we going to abolish that office? It is up to Parliament to make that decision. Our job here is to analyze and break things down for Ghanaians to understand.